greatness, greatness, greatness all around yesterday. We've got some greatness at the desk. It's cousin Eric Allen. Welcome.
Family.
How are you?
Oh, it's great. It's great.
Stephen A. Family's here.
Of course. What's up, big boy? How are you?
It's all good. It's all good. Coming off the Thanksgiving. Got still stuffing and cranberry sauce all over.
Little mac and cheese.
Yeah, mac and cheese.
Skip doesn't have mac and cheese on Thanksgiving.
I'm at the senior song.
You have to.
I love it. I mean, I used to love it.
Yeah, not anymore. Yeah, got to watch what you're eating. All right, so yesterday, a good showing. We're asking you this because everyone is predicting that was somewhat of a Super Bowl preview. And in your mind, is that correct?
Well, it could be, possibly. I think the Packers are the best team in the NFC right now. Aaron Rodgers is Super Bowl quality quarterback, of course, has one. MVP candidate at this point. We know the Patriots have beaten all of the first-place teams in the AFC, so it could go that way. I think at this point in the season, you are who you are, and the only thing that can disrupt these two teams are injuries and knucklehead moves off the football field. I think those two areas, as a coach, you got to be concerned about the injuries and then the knucklehead moves. A guy does something and gets suspended or whatever. Okay. I mean, those kind of issues, I believe, will keep coaches up at night these last 4 weeks of the season. So, but both quarterbacks, outstanding. I can see these teams in the Super Bowl, but those two areas need to be clean towards the end of the season. More
specifically, who could beat the Packers in the NFC and who can beat the Patriots in the NFC?
Yeah, you know, you're going to have to go to Green Bay
right.
and beat this team if they get home field advantage. It's going to be very difficult for anyone to go there. Eagles, Cowboys, Seattle Seahawks right now, because of defensively, they're getting back to being a dominant defense. That's the one team, the one area you think, hey, defensively can go and hang. I'm just not sure they have enough offensive personnel and explosion to be able to hang with the Packers. So right now, I think the Packers have a pretty easy road if you go through Green Bay to get to the Super Bowl.
Dallas might be the only team that can give them a little bit.
So says the genius Stephen A. Smith.
Look, he's giving your boy some credit. Stephen A., your take.
I wouldn't call myself a genius, but I'm pretty damn close if the last week counts for anything. Let's just get that out the way. But I will tell you, but I will say this to you. Listen, I've been thoroughly impressed. I still don't trust Green Bay's defense, but that doesn't mean they don't deserve a boatload of credit for what we saw yesterday against New England, holding New England to 7 points in the second half, getting to Tom Brady, applying pressure throughout the afternoon. We all know that that's the ingredients to success against the New England Patriots from an historical perspective. When Tom Brady has a bunch of folks in his face, he tends to tap dance, as great as he is. We understand that because most quarterbacks do, and as a result, they're left vulnerable, and that's what Green Bay did yesterday afternoon. I sincerely doubt that they would be as successful in a Super Bowl encounter. I think that would be more high scoring than yesterday's game because the bad man that he is, Aaron Rodgers, would find a way to convert some of those red zone opportunities into touchdown, contrary to what transpired yesterday. But in the end, I still think that, it's the possibility of this being a Super Bowl preview. I think it's almost a surefire bet when it comes to New England. I think a little less, not so much with Green Bay, because I think Dallas and Seattle and obviously the Philadelphia Eagles are formidable enough, even though I would still give Dallas the best chance to win at Lambeau Field.
Wait, say that one more time. I just got to make sure you just said that.
You heard him?
He really said that.
I would give the Dallas Cowboys the best chance to win at Lambeau. I don't think they're the better team. I don't think they beat Green Bay, but I give them a better chance than Seattle or Philadelphia in Green Bay.
Would you please guarantee me that my Cowboys will at least make the playoffs? I'll just take make the playoffs over anything that would happen at Lambeau.
Well, we all know the accident waiting to happen. Whatever the big moment is for the Cowboys, I don't know whether that's going to be regular season or postseason, but whenever the biggest moment for the Cowboys arrives, they will collapse.
I see.
Okay, I too have a prediction to
As
make.
Thanksgiving validated for me yet again.
Okay. You can dismiss this prediction on this day as sour grapes because I did pick the Patriots to beat the Packers yesterday, 28-24, and for a while I thought it was looking like 28-26.
Yep.
Gronkowski just couldn't quite hang in. It's close. Should have been challenged, but that's a whole other issue. Let's just surmise that Green Bay and New England meet again in the Super Bowl. Right. Would that game be at Lambeau Field? No. It would be at a neutral site in Arizona, right?
Yeah.
So neither team would be at home. Am I right?
Right.
I'm going to predict right here, right now, that the New England Patriots would beat the bad man that is Aaron Rodgers by at least 2 touchdowns on a neutral field, because this is a very weird Green Bay football team. All year long, that they have become, again, what New Orleans used to be at home. Back in the good old days in New Orleans, now New Orleans has lost 3 in a row and then went up to Pittsburgh and won a road game. Who knew? But in this case, Green Bay has become that invincible dome-like team at Lambeau, where they are just blowing people off the field. They didn't blow New England off the field, but they did win the football game against what I thought was the best team in the National Football League, and in my opinion, my humble opinion, the best quarterback in the National Football League in Tom Brady. And they did a number, as Stephen A. points out, on Tom Brady. But away from home this year, the Packers have been blown out by the Seahawks and blown out at New Orleans, when New Orleans doesn't blow anybody out. And Detroit held the bad man that is Aaron Rodgers to a mere 7 points in Detroit. Wow. And then remember what happened at Miami? Again, the bad man overcame what I thought was a really bad decision on the fake spike play. They got away with it.
Yeah, they did.
And they barely pulled that game out at Miami. And then at Minnesota, it was 24-21 over the Vikings. Really? That's all you can beat the Vikings by? When you beat, what was it, against the Bears at home? You were ahead 42-0 at halftime. You beat the Eagles 53-20, and you can only beat the Vikings 24-20. Well, there's Jekyll Hyde going on here. Or hide your eyes on the road, right? Okay. So I'm just saying, if you get this team finally away from home on a neutral field, I don't think they're the Packers anymore. Well, I think they've got something going on in their heads where they can't play as well away.
At that point, if they're in the big game, the Super Bowl, I think you'll see a consistent effort from them. But I do agree with you as far as the outcome of the game if these two teams hook up together.
Do you?
I thought conservative play offensively yesterday by the Patriots, and then defensively they just played a single high safety. There was no movement, there was anything. It was like, here we are at the line of scrimmage. You're going to see we have a single high safety. We're going to play man-to-man outside, and you know what? If you make some plays, you make some plays.
You know, they just said we're better than you. That's what they said. We'll just sit here.
We'll just sit here. There's no way in a Super Bowl that Belichick is going to have that football team just showing that look. They're going to be disguising coverages. They're going to be mismatches. So I really thought the conservative play, and they didn't run the football. I mean, their running backs both averaged over 5 yards a carry. They didn't run the football yesterday. So, again, I think this game was closer in Green Bay. I think if they get to Arizona and both these teams play, it's going to be an incredible game. But in the end, I think defensively for the Patriots, they're going to do a lot of window dressing, change up coverages, have a package specifically for Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers had 6 seconds to throw it the other day. They were rushing 3 guys. I mean,
How about
he was
26?
sitting back. He was sitting back all day long.
He had forever. Remember?
Yeah, I was like, I went to the
went
kitchen.
to the restaurant.
Yeah, I came back, had a turkey leg, whatever. It was unbelievable how much time he had to throw. And again, I disagree with you. I think Aaron Rodgers right now is the best quarterback in the league because of his ability.
Stay off yesterday.
To throw off the run.
Off yesterday.
Oh, yeah, but you think if they met in the Super Bowl that the Patriots would win?
Yeah, I think Brady's holding up the trophy.
All right, Stephen A., we're not asking you to make a prediction, but your take.
Well, it's not. Listen, here's my point. I picked New England before the season began to win it all. But let me say this. If Green Bay loses, it ain't going to be because of Aaron Rodgers. Okay. Let me be very clear. Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback in football. That defense is suspect. They put forth a tremendous performance yesterday. You can't rely on Green Bay to continuously do that. That's the issue. Issue's not Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is going to find a way to put some points up on the board.
You know what?
You can book that.
Tom Brady is still the best quarterback in football, and I'm going to tell you why. You just said it. You just said it. Bill Belichick allowed Aaron Rodgers to appear to be the best quarterback in football yesterday.
Oh, it was all a plan.
Okay?
It was all a plan.
Well, no, he didn't mean to, but again, Belichick is not a blitzer by nature. You know, they don't blitz very much. But again, especially at Lambeau, you have to trick him up a little bit. You have to mix it up. I saw a couple of times they sent corners after him. But how about the last big play of the game? It's 3rd and 4. This is it. Do or die, because they're going to kill the clock unless and Tom Brady's over there, give me the ball back. Just one more shot. And what happens? He drops back again, and it's like, Well, I'm going to call Olivia. I'm going to call Olivia and see what we're going to do after the game, right? Well,
you want
let's make some
leftovers or
plans.
not? Are we gonna
Oh, yeah. Wait. Oh, Randall, he's had time. Oh, he's
Bro.
open now. I think I'll hit
Were they
him now.
playing with 9 guys?
Yeah,
I mean,
playing
it
with 9 guys. Come on, what are you doing?
No
Bye,
pressure
Eric.
Yeah.
Go
at all.
Eric Allen.
Come on.
Unbelievable.
Come on. We
But
Eric
they're
Allen.
both- You know what? They're plus 15, and that is the Super Bowl run that the Saints were successful with, and the Packers. Being plus 15 coming into this game.
Being at home.
Well, I mean, overall,
Okay.
again, they're plus 15. That's insane. That's crazy. So the Packers do have an opportunity to get the ball.
Mr. Smith.
Eric Allen, if you recall, a couple of weeks ago, the Dallas Cowboys had a game against the New York Giants. And in that game, Tony Romo had so much time, he called his wife, he ordered some hot dogs, he blew a kiss to his child.
He did.
He sat up there and said, Jerry, why don't you come on down and enjoy the rest of the game with us? I mean, he had so much time in the pocket on 2 separate occasions. What I recall was Skip Bayless raving about Dallas's offensive line. But here we are with Aaron Rodgers getting the same amount of time. And, that's Belichick in New England's fault. We can't give credit to Green Bay. Just a thought.
Why would he do that?
It's called a 3-man rush. And I don't get it.
Well,
I don't
Big
know.
Vince-
What are
Big
you doing?
Vince-
And Big Vince. How about when Aaron
So
Rodgers
2.5-man
would
rush.
get outside and Vince is chugging after him.
I love me
Chug
some
75
Big
is chugging
I
after
love
him.
me some
You
Big
have to
Vince.
go now.
but come on now.
That's not right.
Because it's Aaron Rodgers. It's Aaron Rodgers. And the least amount of people that you have in the secondary, being the pinpoint marksman that he is, you can't afford to take that chance. That's the problem.
Well, that was the problem yesterday. But if they meet again,
Yeah.
I promise you, various defenders will be sent when least expected after the quarterback.
Okay, and so the 2.5
And I
man
promise
rush.
you
2.5
that
man.
Green Bay would lose because
After it starts.
of New England's high-octane offense, not because their defense shuts down Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is going to get his.
And by the way, dare I point out to end this discussion,
shall you?
Was it just last year at home at Lambeau Field?
Oh, boy.
If memory serves, didn't the 49ers beat the bad man?
They did.
I thought they did.
But he
Am I
was
right about
injured,
that?
remember, and he came back
Oh,
and
he was
played.
injured and he came back.
Yeah.
But then a couple of years before that, didn't the New York Football Giants go to Lambeau Field and win a playoff game? So maybe they're not that invincible at home.
Okay.
He's a bad man, though.
Eric Allen, you will be back.
I will.
And we appreciate you coming back. I'm trying to keep my composure because you're silly. Coming up next, guys, we talked about this